Okay, so this dream was last night. So unfortunately, it's not as clear as it could be. However, when I got up, I did record as much of as I could. I was in a rush 'cause I was trying to go fishing, but um, it was a great dream. But I was like really upset. I was sad when I woke up because I wanted it to be real so bad during the dream. So the dream starts out. I'm uh I'm looking up some stuff online. I'm looking at this big like apartment complex um, or housing project online, and it's like this big, expansive complex, and but it's all gutted out and like run down. Um, uh, Not like the big like NYC project towers, but like the three-story buildings, but they're just huge. Blocks and blocks of them. And apparently, like they're like a squatter camp, basically, like homeless people. And it seemed to be the implication was that a lot of drug addicts were living there. I think some of the TV shows I was watching that day were playing into my dream. I was watching Breaking Bad before I went to bed, so it was like meth heads or whatever. And so as I'm watching it, as I'm looking at it, all of a sudden I'm there. Um, and it's kind of confusing because at one point I was there and it was, all gutted out and everything. But then the next point it was like they were renovating it, and almost like I was watching a documentary, and someone was explaining that they had done what they had relocated these people, and they were renovating it perhaps for the people who were squatting there, and so all the walls were being plastered. There was like this sort of a blue drywall being put up around everywhere. So I was kind of shocked. I was like, well, wait, how am I how am I here now? Like I was looking at this online, and now I'm here. Um, and oh man, now it's getting sketchy. I need to watch the video. I end up going to another place. Um, Basically, I like jump to another city, and I run into this girl, young white girl. I don't know, my age, mid late 20s, and she was doing the same thing. And we talked briefly. We were walking up a street in a relatively large city. Not sure where we were, although later in the dream I referred to having been in Philly, maybe New York. Um, so me and her talked briefly, and then basically it was like, all right, we're about to jump again. And I think we started like running up the street, or she ran. I mean, we weren't like going together, but we were just, about to leave. So, um, next thing I remember was being by a sign. Actually, I don't remember this, but I said it in the video. Um, but the sign was basically explaining, and I feel like there was a fence, and there was some other people. There was like a father and son, a young, I don't know, toddler, 2 to 4 year old son, white kid, and father, and uh, and the sign was explaining like the stipulations as to how I would do this jumping, this teleporting, and it was something, and I don't remember the details now, but I remember the feeling of it was like it was some sinister, like, oh, you have to accept the evils of the world, or it was you have to accept something, and it was sort of, but apparently it wasn't like frightening enough for me not to do it. Um, didn't really concern me. I was all for it. Um, Never thought about it again for the rest of the dream. And so I, yeah, at this point, that's where I remember. I remember thinking that I had been in Philly and maybe in another city, and I was thinking about, well, where am I going to go next? And I was talking to my sister about coming to Houston, And I was looking at a map of Houston, and I was like, "Oh, I think she's on the east side." I have no idea where she lives. I was really just kind of gonna just guess, but I mean, hey, I'm teleporting to Houston, so I got the hard part down. And so I was talking to her, although strangely she was actually another girl who wasn't her, and one of her sorors. And yeah, I don't know. We were talking about. She was talking about, oh yeah, you could come to Houston and you could stay in such and such. I don't know. She had an extra room or something, and we were just kind of having this. We were both kind of excited about me coming there, and so now it gets a little bit sketchy because I don't think I went there. Next thing I remember, I was actually with two of my high school friends, um, and I was just telling them about. I was really excited. I was really excited about this new thing that I could do. I was so excited, and this is the point where I started saying, "God, I hope this isn't a dream." And this is why I say maybe this is like a level zero sort of thing of lucidity. Um, and so I was talking to them, and I was like, "I hope this isn't a dream. I don't want to do a state check." And I think one of them were like, "Well, what's a state check?" And I was explaining to them like what a state check was and how you press on a solid object and see if it if it's solid or whatever. Or look at your hands and oh wow, yeah. See, now this is coming back to I was looking at my hands. Um, I didn't want to do a state check because the thing is, I was so confident that this was not a dream. Um, but at the same time, afraid that it was, afraid that it was too good to be true. It was too good to be true. It felt very real, but at the same time, it felt too good to be true. Which is funny now. This is why I have to practice, because I remember looking at my hands and there was something really weird about them. Like there was some weird kind of swirling symbol. It's not how my hands look, you know, and I could have realized that, but I don't know. I kind of wasn't taking that state check serious because, like I said, I didn't want to do it. I wanted one of them to do it, even though they didn't know what it was. Um, so it gets a little. It starts to fade out here because at this point, I remember thinking, okay, well, where am I going to go next? Where am I going to go next? And I was thinking about, well, going to New York. My ex is in New York. Break up didn't go so well. She's not gonna want to see you. So I was like, why would you go to New York? I was like, I don't know. I can. Why can't? Why shouldn't I? It doesn't take any effort. I'll go to New York. Whatever. And I remember like looking at an apartment that was like supposed to be hers, and it didn't really look like her building, but it looked like some buildings you might see in New York, brownstones or whatever. And I was talking to my sister again at this point. I'm not sure of the chronology here about going there and about like the address and like 267 I feel like, which don't think is her actual address. But um so it's a little bit jumbled up here, but thinking about going to New York and South Africa. South Africa is a recurring theme because I went there in 2006 and I'm always trying to go back on my dreams. Whenever I go, I never get to see anybody who I want to see. But so I was thinking about going to South Africa, and this is where it kind of fades out. I didn't make another jump. I don't think I ever jumped to Houston. Didn't go to New York. Definitely didn't go to South Africa. That I recall. Because I know dreams can kind of fade out or whatever from memory. But I woke up. Like I said, it was an intense feeling of like I want this to be real. Like I want this to be real, like so bad. Um, and man, I was like not happy when I got up. I was trying to appreciate the dream because it was an enjoyable dream, but it was just disappointing. Um, I think that about covers it. Um, yeah, I wish I had done this earlier. I don't usually do them so much later on, but wow, this is a long video. So yeah, Google Map jump, Google Map jumping dream.